Welcome back to Social Club. Question for right here, right now. Are Chelsea pioneering three at the back? I mean, the obvious answer to that is no, because it's a bollock statement, but allow me to qualify it a little bit more. I think they've scored 16 and conceded none since they moved to that formation. It seems to be the on vogue kind of thing to go to at the moment. So Everton tried it at the weekend, didn't particularly work. Watford have moved to it, hasn't worked, and then obviously got wiped the floor with by Liverpool. Spurs have moved to it as well. City have tried it but moved back to a back four.
They're doing it, West Ham.
Have you used that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
I've been using it on FIFA for years.
So, what does that tell you?
No?
I've been using it on FIFA for years. It's my formation. That's what I do.
Yeah, I can't get over the three at the back thing because Liverpool tried it briefly under Rodgers.
Bad Ruddock and Scales. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It screams mid-90s.
It does.
Let's just go for
It's
it.
like
Mad
flares.
bollocks defense.
You know what I mean? Everything comes back around, doesn't it? And formations, I guess, are the same.
Maybe in
so.
Huddersfield.
There's kids walking around dressed like There's kids walking around dressed like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air these days. So maybe the 90s is back. Maybe three at the back is.
Exactly.
Maybe. Do we think there's something to it, or is it another one that's going to fade out?
No, there isn't. There is and there isn't.
I'm going to categorically
there you
like
go. I've made my statements. The thing about any formation is you need the players to play it. And if you haven't got the players, it doesn't matter what formation. And we tried it on Saturday. And to be fair, it's something I've been calling for because I think it suits some of our parts of our game. But what it showed on Saturday is we don't have the centre-halves to do it. Right. We've got very sort of old-fashioned centre-backs. I mean, obviously, Ashley Williams, Phil Jagielka. Yeah. You put them in a four at the back and they know their jobs, they know exactly what... But as soon as you go to three and you need them to maybe have a little bit more of the ball or go into the...
Who was the third?
Funes Mori.
Oh, nice.
And to be fair, he sort of plays it for Argentina. I mean, he's played left wing-back for Argentina, but he's shite, so it doesn't really matter. But we've got, as we say, we've got people like Ashley Williams, and once you start dragging those players into areas they don't want to go and having to have foot races with people, it doesn't work. Ashley Williams and people like Phil Jagielka, they're centre-backs who just want to sit on the edge of the area and just all day long, just want to put the foot through it. You've got to have three centre-halves who are mobile, who can get around the pitch a little bit, and have one who's really good on the ball. So it all comes down to players, and I think that's the same with any formation you play.
How's it looked for you?
Is that obviously despite losing to Everton? It's so nicely brought up. It actually improved us a lot. I mean, we was shocking, really shocking, and then we brought in against Palace and won the game. Our defence was the worst part about the team. Before then, when we switched to three at the back, it's like the defence is really good, but the problem is with the three at the back system, we don't have a good striker, we don't have a goal scorer. That's anything that lets us down. In that respect. But yeah, I think it has done really well. I mean, even against Everton, that first 30 minutes of the game, we were doing really well. Our fatigue stepped in and mistakes and goalkeeper as well. Our goalkeeper's not very good at the moment.
Can you relate to that? I can relate to that. I just think it's interesting, like, how much of it is reactionary. Like a manager goes, oh, this is not quite working. Then, ooh, three at the back. It's like collective learning, isn't it? When you see something, it's keeping up with the Joneses maybe to some extent, like someone's seen and goes, that seems like a good idea. I'll try that. That looks quite cool.
It's definitely a very human trait, that, isn't it? To kind of imitate something that seems to be successful. So, I guess that.
But it's when Harry Redknapp tried to bring it in for QPR, and that was going to be the revolutionary thing he was doing, and then they got battered every week.
Sure, Glenn Hoddle
and
played with Swindon back in the day.
Glenn Hoddle wanted to do a similar thing with Jamie Redknapp as the quarterback, didn't he? As like a sweeper for England.
That's right, yeah.
Tough tackling.
But it is, like Ped says, it's down to it's personnel, but it's also the intelligence, the actual, the intelligence of the team and the players to actually be able to follow different instructions.
Also, though, I think
in a different way.
It takes drills and drills and drills and drills, and you have to keep going and keep going. And you can imagine Conte at Chelsea just like every day, just working them and working them, working till they get it right. And because he knows the system in and out at Juventus and at Italy. He knows he probably knows the
shortcuts.
Absolute, but he probably knows the absolute ins and outs of it and what it takes to be a player. Then he would have looked at his squad and gone, I've got all. He wouldn't have just gone, I've got three centre backs, I'm going to play three. He would have looked at those individuals and gone, we've got the right mix here.
Maybe that's why they went for someone like Louise.
Probably,
someone that's got range and can actually come out to the touchline.
And it'll be interesting because if Terry gets back in the team. Because I don't think John Terry can play three at the back.
Well, he came off the bench at the weekend.
But he played, have to play front. because anyone at that point could have. But I'm not sure he's mobile enough to. I think you've got it. You just can't have like the old-fashioned England centre half who just stands in and wants to put his foot through. You have to be a bit more of a modern footballer.
I mean, you can't fault what's happening at Chelsea. I was looking at when we played Chelsea. I thought these are nothing. I thought there didn't seem to be any substance to them. But you can't fault the fact that it's working.
Is it Kante, Matic, Hazard in front of them?
That's a great question. I don't think there's any way for us to know.
No, I don't think there's any way of knowing that question.
In the midfield?
There's no way to know, Matt.
There's no way to know.
No.
There's absolutely no way to know.
Is there not?
There's probably people. I apologise to people who are screaming at the screen right now with the answer to that one. I don't have the answer.
Okay, all right.
They were sensational on Saturday.
Yeah.
Truly sensational. I mean, we were awful, but they were sensational. I think John Motson said it's the best ever performance any team in the Premier League ever.
What was your formation?
We went three at the back, but then he changed it after we went 2-0 down.
Right.
But he left one of the centre backs on, so we still had 3 centre backs on.
Right.
He took the full back off like an idiot. But we were just all over the place. But they were amazing. Like they were sensational. Hazard was.
On his day when he plays, he's one of the ones that's able to play on that same level as Ronaldo and Messi.
I agree with that.
Do you know what they were?
It's just like last year, I think he got caught up in that whole. You know, Chelsea just went. It was like they just broke or something like that last year, and they just needed to be rebooted.
All over a physio or whatever she was.
Yeah,
a doctor.
yeah, it was. They just all lost.
Let's not get into
shit.
that. Why else they were great though? They smelled blood and they went for us.
Yeah.
No, like they didn't stop. They just kept on going and going. And I can look at that and go, that's brilliant, because that's what you want from your team. You don't want them to stop and go, well, these have had enough. Let's just lay off. They kept on coming for us and coming for us, and they wanted more goals and more goals, and that's that hunger that you need.
And that's the kind of thing that probably Conte as a he's got that mafia boss kind of vibe to him, where you just wouldn't want to go back to him without saying, oh yeah, sorry.
But you can see him as well. He's similar
scary.
to Klopp's a little bit like that in that, as much as he's a shouter, but you see him celebrating with the fans and he's high fiving the fans and all that, and you think, yeah, you'd love to be a part of that if you didn't have another amazing manager.
I would rather owe Klopp money than Conte money any day of the week. So they're not the same. I would be comfortable owing Klopp money. But I'll pay you next week. Conte, I'd be like, shit.
Do you want a kidney instead?
Exactly.
Just to tide it over.
Terrifying.
Yeah, but I do generally think, looking at Chelsea, that this is like, they look the real deal in this. Everyone else kind of looks like they're kind of going, we'll have a little go with this, whereas I think you're dead right there. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. It wouldn't surprise me to see them stick with that and get better throughout the season. Where it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the teams that do it, it's an experiment. It lasts a few months, it gets figured out, and they go back to the type.
There's a quiet assurance about him as well, isn't there? You listen to all his interviews, he's dead quiet. And it's something we spoke about last week. We all love to hate Chelsea, but it's hard to hate him. He's he's got something about him. He's very charismatic. Exactly. I'll say that without a cold.
He was a cool player though, wasn't he? He was cool as a player though. He had a bit of an air about him.
And it's hard to dislike someone when they're like that. So
he was always a make weight when I needed to raise some money for my Juventus team on Champions 2. That's how I remember him.
There you go. Always comes
but he is a good manager
to
be. It does. It always does. That's unfortunately where our experience lies. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing how the season progresses with that, because they do look a real. I'd love them to be shit.
When do you next play them?
We won't play them until toward the end of the season.
Because you won there, didn't you?
We beat them.
Good to have played them earlier, yeah.
Exactly that. I must admit, I was looking at it and thinking, Arsenal and Chelsea both, that we played both of them at the right time of the season, because I wouldn't fancy playing them, mid-season or toward the back end, particularly away from home. So let's know your thoughts on Conte's revolution at the Bridge. Do you think they've got what it takes to press on and be genuine title contenders? Are they favourites? Everyone's been going mad for them this weekend. So do you agree with that? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, subscribe to the Ball Street channel by clicking the shield on the screen. And if you want more phenomenal Ball Street content for your ears, listen to the Long Ball Street podcast.
You can watch it this week as well.
I know you can.
It's going to be, I think it's, in fact, we got Robbie on with Flav this week, so that could be quite a bit of fun. Yeah. Hopefully they're still playing for the winner.
Does Flav let you do this on the podcast?
I do what I want. I do what I want.
To be fair, you are the Wolf of Ball Street. You can do what you want. But yeah, thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos.